yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Isaiah 4. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread, and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious. 1 Corinthians 11. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head. But that is even all one, as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, forasmuch as he is the image and glory of God. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. But all things of God. Judging yourselves, is it comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered? Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering.
I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world only calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakak Wadash is the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. The one that they can continue to endure and be sincere. Almighty Shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing in His word. The one that He can continue to endure and be sincere in the same spirit. And Shalom to the Akwatiyam that are believers in His faith and His truth. Lord, willing that you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord, willing the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. Salaki. This video is directed towards the women, right? Towards the women that's coming in the faith, towards the women that's in the faith. Now, to the women that don't even care about this thing, this is not for you, right? Just to give encouragement and, you know, to push you more on your path when it comes to this faith, right? So the first verse that I want to get is Psalms chapter 51, verse 6. In the KJV, it says, Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom, right? So for any one of us, we need to desire truth in the inward parts. Talking to you loving and silent women, right? Regardless if you're married or not, you know, you have to desire the truth in the inward part, right? That truth is this word, right? Some cases, yes, you're going to read. Hey, if you're a single woman, you're listening to the men of the Lord teach this word, right? You want to line yourself up with a man that's diligent, always teaching the prophecies to prepare you for what's to come, the parables, the dark sayings, and the milk, right? Even if you wives are married, you want to be able to occupy yourself into reading, meditating, right? And even watching the lessons, Lord willing, the Most High have your husband putting his hands to the plow. You want to make sure that you're at the feet of your husband hearing this word, right? Because you want to be in the knowing of what's going to happen. Let alone the Lord blessed your husband to have you as his wife. You know, your husband is a gift. I mean, your husband is the prize and you are a gift, Salaki. You know, the woman is the gift, the husband is the prize, right? Especially if he's a God-fearing man, right? Let's get another one. Let's go to Psalms 45, verse 13 in the KJV. It says, the king's daughter is all glorious within. Her clothing is of good wrought gold, right? But the point where I went into this is that, you know, the king's daughter is glorious within, right? It's the inward part. And that's going to clear up certain things in some other verses that we're going to go to, right? A woman is glorious in the inward part, right? So now let's get to the point of this lesson, right? 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9 to 10. I'll read in the KJV, but the point is in the NLT, right? It says in the KJV, in like manner also that women adore themselves in a modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh woman professing godliness with good works. Right? In the NLT it says, and I want women to be modest in their appearance. They should wear decent and appropriate clothing and not draw attention to themselves by the way they fix their hair or by wearing gold or pearls or expensive clothes, right? Because how you women dress, it will draw attention. Now, say if you're a single woman, I can understand, but still, as a woman, you can draw the wrong attention. You can draw the wrong crowd or the wrong man, right? A woman that's shamefaced is trying to make sure she's decked within. It's not saying that you don't wear these things. A lot of people want to show their virtuous and their righteousness on the outward part, but they're very ugly in the inward part. Verse 10, it says, for women who claim to be devoted to God should make themselves attractive by the good things they do, right? That's what makes a woman attractive. All those other things are accessories to make the outward appearance. But a longevity woman is a woman that works within. To do good, it has to come from within. You know, what people say, from the soul, from the heart. That's where you work. You work to your full capacity with the heart or with passion. You know, in the beginning, I'm always giving double honors to the elders, that they endure and be sincere, and the hopeful elect men, even the women, that they endure and be sincere, right? The akwat yom of this faith, that they endure and be sincere in their lot, pursuing to be a loving and silent wife. You have to be sincere, right? And that's from the heart, right? Let's go to another one. Titus chapter 2 and verse 3 and 5, 3 to 5, and I'll read it in the KJV, then the NLT. It says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, right? A woman of this faith is not giving herself to too much wine. Now, it's different if the husband and the wife, they having a moment, but a woman is not giving herself to too much wine. Let alone a man is not either, because you got to know, especially if a woman is a mother, most cases she got to get up early. She got to watch these kids. You know, in the state that we're in, a lot of women get out of order, you know, and might not, you know, be appropriate, especially if they have too much wine in them, right? And they have to be a teacher of good things, right? Verse 4 says that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, and to love their children, right? And even more sober from doctrine, and even more sober when it comes to, what we just read in verse 3, because a woman, you're builded different than a man. You're not always teaching his word. You're not in the word just like the man. Unless your man is in the word, you probably watching these videos, but it wasn't made for you to do that. You got other things that help you grow in your faith, by taking care of your house, by showing your obedience to your husband. That show that you believe in the order, let alone, if you believe and you still, hey, you could be sitting watching TV, but you're a loving, silent woman. Everything is in order. That's still counted, especially a woman that's having kids or taking care of the kids, making yourself occupied with the things that's in your house. You're observed and watched, right? Let alone if you're not bringing anger or strife, right, towards your man, right? Or having your man be upset every day about something that you went off on. See, it's better for a woman to be sober, right? Verse 5, it says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blaspheming, right? And if you telling a woman that's about to be of age, that she should be a keeper at home, make sure that you're reversing that same energy unto yourself, right? In the verse 6, Salaki, it says, young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded, right? Encourage, right, the young men to be sober-minded, right? That helps us not to, drift off away from Yahweh Shem Shai. Now, verse 3-6 in the NLT, it says, similarly, teach the older women to live in a way that honors God, right? So you want to teach the older women to live in a way that honor God, right? Let alone your example, how you walk, how you move, is automatically a face value for a woman to see how to honor God. It says they must not slander others or be heavy drinkers. Instead, they should teach others what is good, right? And this is plain for a woman. Why would you be a heavy drinker? You're a woman, especially if a woman have kids and she too twisted, she can't wake up in the morning. And a woman should daily try to make herself a Proverbs 31. It's not just one day. It's not just as soon as you get it. You got to do it every day. And one thing that a Proverbs 31 woman do, she gets up before everybody, to make sure the food is ready, to make sure everything is right. Of course, in this society, this place makes us lazy and we get comfortable. This is why it's good that we have things that keep us occupied. Verse 4, these older women must train the younger women to love their husbands and their children, right? How can you train a younger daughter? It's how you build her on how she listened to her father. Sometimes you want to get your daughter already into chores, washing dishes. Maybe she might start cooking certain things. The way that the wife is treating the husband, the daughter is going to treat her father even more. That's going to help the father, observe the daughter and understand, she'll be a good wife, because the father is always observing his wife, and he's going to observe his daughters just to make sure that they're following, the same footsteps. Because when you have a daughter, eventually you're going to be giving her up for marriage, and you don't want to give no disobedient wife to another man, because then she's gonna cause grief to him. Verse 5, it says to live wisely and be pure, to work in their homes, to do good, and to be submissive to their husbands. Then they will not bring shame to the word of God, right? A submissive woman is subjected. You got some women that is submissive, but they still want to cut up or talk back. At the end of the day, when it comes to the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Shai and the ordering of the house, the man has the first and final say so. If a woman is doing her own individual things with the kids, or I'm about to paint the house this way, or I'm going to do this, hey, that's cool. But when it comes to the order, when it comes to, a man's peace, a man really has the say so. Of course, the man is going to balance and do certain things. Sometimes the man is going to be spontaneous. But in most cases, a woman is going to be submissive and she's observing her husband, so that she's not naggy, where she's not a headache, where she's not a burden, right? Because, us being in this flesh, I know women want to feel wanted, want to feel attracted, and all these other things. But when we mix the world and the truth, it start becoming confusion. It start becoming more of a burden. That's why a woman should always observe her household, let alone the man is going to be a man. So just keep doing the same thing that you're already doing. So when you do something new, you can get yourself in trouble. Just be submissive, be subjective. When your husband might need something, or if something need to be done, if he asks you for something, you make yourself available, But in most cases, if he don't, have yourself ready when he do need something, when he might need a hug, or if he might need this. And it is another way, say if you dealing with something, don't burden yourself, because then you can burden the whole household with your problems because you built it in. You should be using your husband, because your husband is going to come with discipline and order, regardless if it's right or if it's wrong, or if you need uplifting. A woman can't tell a man what to do and how to correct or how to lead or how to discipline, right? Because a woman is not going to understand the authority of a man, how they move. It might seem too aggressive, it might seem too much, but the society we in, the more spiritual you grow into Yahweh Shem Shai, you're going to understand that your husband has the best interest for you in that household, because he's able to observe what's going on in the world, right? But verse 6, again, in the NLT, it says, in the same way, encourage the young men to live wisely. So if you have a son, when we go to Sirach, I believe the 30th chapter, verse 5 or 6, it says, when a man, teacheth his son, he grieveth the enemy, right? So in the same way, even as a mother, how you do in your daughter, you should be encourage your son, your young men to live wisely, because eventually he's going to be a king. Literally, a son, the best way for him to be wisely is to observe his father, observe the men of the Lord, because you can observe people of the world, observe stuff on your phone or on TV, and you can catch attributes of them. And you might be slacking when it comes to this faith, because we're all trying to win our spot, or we're all trying to please the Lord. That's what you want to do. We all want to please our Father. You should be pleasing your Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Just saying. I'm going to go to this, Romans chapter 12. And I'm going to read it, verse 2 in the KJV and the NLT, so it can smack us. It says, be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. In the NLT, don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, right? And especially you women. Don't copy the things of this world, what your auntie, what your cousin, what your brother, what your sister, what your mom doing, because eventually, you have to know through the Spirit, if they're not following the Lord, you're copying somebody that's not consumed with that light of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And eventually you pick up other habits, right? So literally, do not take this the other way. Take it for the way that it says. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, right? A woman trying to be out all late, all different times at the night, and you in this faith, right? A woman want to go shake her tail feather. Let's go twerking, and you in public. Don't be just like these other women. You got some women that want to lay up and be all frisky, and then you might have all these children, and then the next one you want a babysitter. You don't want to copy the same behaviors of this world, because the people of this world neglect their children. We always want to think about ourselves, but you have to know, when it comes to this faith, we're in a time where all hell was going to break loose. So you want to be a light around your children as much as you can. You want to be a light around the ones that actually care about Yahweh Shem Shai as much as you can, so that your children, you know, your sister or whoever that's gravitating to this can take that light and reflect it on themselves, right? In the same behavior that you reflect that connects to Yahweh Shema Shai, is going to help you not copy the customs, right? Certain things that you do in the world, like just certain small things, you know, certain things that people do, family dinner, things, especially with the holidays, right? Freaking hump day and all those other little things that's not really a holiday, but they make, you know, don't follow the customs, right, of this world, you know. And there's other little things that probably don't fall into unrighteousness, but when you really look at it, it's like, you know, this is a heathen thing, you know. But that's probably for another lesson. It says, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think, right? And that's a period. A lot of women is too busy trying to master their thinking. You don't know your heart, let alone when it comes to a marriage. You know, the real thinker is the man. If he fears Yahweh Shema Shai to lead his household, going here, doing this, how he wants to order, it's the man. Like me, I want to be more spontaneous. Instead of, oh, let's do a date this day and do this every other day. Let's do this every other week or every week. Let's do this no, I'm not trying to do that, because now I feel like I'm copying somebody else. And as soon as you don't do something, oh, you don't like it. Nah, we don't want that. And first, you know, instead of pleasing the outer feeling or pleasing the little lovebird feeling, we need to get back to pleasing the feeling that we have towards Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Like the intimacy where you might be like, babe, yo, let's get in the scriptures. You know, hey, yo, babe, I'm about to do this lesson. You should pay attention. Those are spiritual intimacy, right? Hey, let's sit and watch this video. Hey, let's watch this movie. And then, you know, you start talking spiritual. She like, wait, what verse you thinking? Those things is going to make your marriage way stronger. You have to always observe and know that this shit is not about to last. So you want to change your thinking, but by allowing Yahweh Shem Al Shai to change your thinking. Change your thinking as a mother. Change your thinking as a sister, right? Because somebody else, the Lord could use you to be a reflection for them. It could be another single sister. It could be an older sister, right? Hey, how you deal with your husband, how he might eat you quiet. Guess what? A woman is going to observe that. She might not say nothing, but now you're going to teach this woman like, man, that sister don't say nothing. As soon as her husband teaches her, when he say something, you automatically do it. You have to know we're always in a situation of teaching, even though we're not teaching, you know? So you want the Lord to transform, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. That's how you become a new person, by the way you think. That's how you're going to move different. It says, then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect, right? You're going to know the will that the Most High have for you. Well, because I'm under a man, do the Lord really care for me? Yes, the Lord care for you because the Lord created you for a man. If man didn't need you, you wouldn't even be created. Titties, all of that was created for the man, for his pleasure. You were created for the man. You were created for he can continue his lineage with a son or have a daughter to give to another man. You women was there to be a mother and nourish kids, right? And to look beautiful so that a man can feel good. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's all these women in this earth that is single. The ones that's married, we ain't talking about them. But all those beautiful women the Lord made for men. So you're made to be beautiful. You're made to be a comfort, right? A woman wasn't made to be loud and yelling, trying to be aggressive. No, you was made to look beautiful, shiny, right? Because you're a man's, you're a part of his glory. You know, of course, it's Yahweh Shem Al Shai, but having a woman that fears Yahweh Shem Al Shai, that's a different feeling. We see what it said about Sarah, right? It says that she obeyed Abraham. And you women, y'all gonna have the same reflection. Just like I seen the one brother on, social media, he said, y'all sisters y'all gotta get better. A lot of women is still saying bae or babe a lot, right? Get back to actually saying my Lord or master. Some women getting intimidated by saying that. Watching the kingdom, you're literally probably not even calling your man babe or bae. You're going to be calling him Lord or Master or really Adawan, you know? So at the end of the day, your will is to be a mother. Your will is to be a wife. Let alone within this will, you have to believe in the Lord. It's not about just looking good and just having a whole bunch of sex, right? It's about you believing in the Lord too. Believing that Yahweh Shai died for the whole nation of Israel. Believing that the Lord set up the men to carry this load, right? Teaching, to get mocked, to get spit on. When all hell break loose, you're looking for your husband to protect you. Through the spirit, you might not say it. You looking for, if somebody break in the house, that your husband gonna stand up, even if he can fight or if he can't, right? It's either he got a gun or he don't. Through the spirit, you gonna already look towards for him to do it. Man ain't looking towards you women to holding it down. Shoot, the man is looking for you to go run to make sure them kids good. The kid might cry during the night. You mostly the first one to get up because it's your motherly instinct, you know? Just like a servant instinct is to serve. When you go into the etymology of a woman, it means female servant. You were created to be a servant under a man, and a man was created to be a servant under Hamashiach Yahushai. It's just a balance, you know? So you should constantly pursue the will of the Lord, right? And I always say, like before I do a lesson, you know, Shalom to the Akwatium, you know, that's the believers of this faith and this truth, Lord willing, you can continue to pursue your lot to be a loving, silent, and virtuous wife. That's your main lot outside of the faith of Yahweh Shem Shai, being having fear upon Yahweh Shem Shai, trembling at his words, you know, outside of fearing Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, being a wife. What else is it? To be a superstar, to be a bad bitch, to be on TV, to be famous? No. A woman was supposed to be taken and made and be ravished, lovely, you know, and bring forth children if she can. And then to take care of them kids and to raise them up to being daughters just like you, or to raise your son to be like the husband, right? And the husband is going to be doing his due diligence to be a discipline and the love to his children. Even on this side, we might not be able to cherish our kids to the best of our ability. And we have moments where a woman get her shoulder rub, her leg, and you get little cute moments and laughed. And then the day is over, and then you just do it all over again the next day, all over again the next day. This is a routine, you know? So, you know, we can keep on going. Sirach chapter 26, which goes into, you know, if a man fear the Lord, he'll get a good wife, a virtuous wife, and his life will be, you know, prolonged. He'll live a double life, you know, and all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai for building up the women that do believe. Yes, they have problems just like we are, but, you know, Lord willing that they are able to do better, you know. So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom.